back to the channel, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Liverpool's Darwin Nunez, the Uruguayan striker who of course made a massive money move to Anfield this past summer, and it's been rather hit and miss since obviously arriving at the club and being on the football pitch. He had some good moments, a few bad moments, and a couple of ugly moments as well, and I just wanted to throw my 2 cents out there on my opinion on the start he's had and how it's been more promising than I think people are giving him credit for. Before we go any further and talk about Nunez, I would like to remind you, please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both of them, as always, and forever be greatly appreciated. But for now, let's talk about Darwin Nunez. Let's talk about Liverpool and the start that he's made there at the club. Because, like I say, I think it could have been better, of course it could. I just think that it's a bit more promising and a bit more, just a bit more, just overall promising than what many people are giving him credit for. Like I say, it could have been miles better. He's made 11 appearances now in all competitions for the Reds, and he scored 4 goals and assisted only the once. And yes, when you consider the money that he came for, the £65 million, the €85 million, whichever way round you want to spin it, he probably should be doing a bit more. But there is a whole change at Liverpool, and there's a change in the way that obviously Liverpool are setting up right now. There's a change of formation that Jurgen Klopp has decided to play these past couple of games, a slight tweak in formation. There was always going to be the slight change with having a more recognised striker rather than the false number 9 that of course Jurgen Klopp has implemented since his time at the club. So there was always going to be kind of an adapting stage between both the club and Nunez to the club, and I think that obviously that's still taking its time, still taking its hold. I think when you look at Nunez's the way that Nunez obviously plays, he's clearly looking to try and get in behind as often as possible. He's clearly trying to operate more on the slightly left-hand side, but he is being a real nuisance, and what I've noticed is he's causing a lot of teams issues and problems, and it's, like I say, it looks promising right now, that whole thing, because he is being a nuisance towards Premier League defenders. Liverpool are finding him a bit more regularly as the games are going on, and he's causing defenders and goalkeepers problems. You look at the first game, he was unlucky not to have scored, he did score against Fulham on his Premier League debut. You look at going forward, he's had shots on target where goalkeepers have dealt with him. He's had a number of attempts on goal, he's caused problems. Just needs to work on his finishing. His finishing obviously has been a bit of a question. And look, I get it, because if I was a rival fan of Liverpool and everything, I'd be laughing too. I wouldn't be spending a lot of time making these weird miss compilations that people seem to be putting all over social media, and especially Twitter and everything. But I would be having a laugh if obviously United had made a massive signing that had flopped. I would be doing that, as I have done for past few years. If Chelsea had done it, I'd be doing the same. If City had done it, I'd be doing the same. But it's Nunez, so my guy, my player, I'm backing him all the way, and I do think that I think he deserves a bit more, not necessarily credit, but I just think that a bit more time and a bit more patience. Of course, the main source of this video does stem from obviously Sunday's win over Manchester City, where Nunez came on as a second half substitute, and within the final 20-25 minutes that he played, he could have actually had a couple of assists and a goal himself. But again, his final output or his decision making kind of let him down a bit. There was obviously the main one, which was he should have just squared it to Salah, and he never did. There was the second one where he tried to chip it over the goalkeeper and just fluffed it a little bit. And there was the third one where, of course, maybe in hindsight, rolling it back to Carvalho rather than try to hit it across goal to Trent Alexander-Arnold may have been the better option. Again, it's all about decision making, it's all about betting into the side and everyone does make mistakes, but he made 3 in that kind of 20-minute period, and people kind of got on his back a little bit. And I agree, if we'd have lost, it would have obviously been a lot more on his back than what it is right now. But I think obviously with time, with more getting to know the team and everything, with more adapting to the team and everything, I think obviously his decision making will get better. And one of the reasons for that is I've seen it happen with this Jurgen Klopp side in the past. I've seen it happen with Sadio Mane. When Sadio Mane first came in, his decision making frustrated me a little bit too. Mohamed Salah was the same. When he first came in, sometimes his decision making was a bit more selfish than what it is right now. So I have seen it happen, and I have seen it ironed out, and so I'm not necessarily worried right now. I think obviously his decision making will come with more age and more experience and everything. So I think it will get better, and like I say, it's all promising right now that he is causing problems for these defenders. When he came on against Manchester City, he helped Liverpool get further up the pitch. He was a target man. He held the ball up pretty well, or he would spin and use his power and his pace to get beyond the last defender, and hence why it created those couple of opportunities that really should have been taken better. But at the same time, you can see the promise and the potential in what he was trying to do, and obviously it to an extent it sort of worked out. What I'm trying to say is the decision making over time hopefully will iron itself out, get better with age, get better with experience, similar to the way that Sadio Mane did, similar to the way that Mohamed Salah did. And when you look at it as a whole as well, it's similar with Luis Diaz as well. I know he's injured right now, but Diaz has the same similar problem. His decision making at times can be a little bit questionable. So again, he's of that similar age group. But what you're really looking for here is he's not a Haaland type figure. Many people have said that Liverpool fans compared him to Haaland, and we only compare him to Haaland in the way that he's now our vocal number 9. Like, he is meant to be now our more recognised striker, similar to what Haaland is. No one, at least to me, to my knowledge, compared him to Haaland. Everyone knew that Haaland was going to be bagging plenty of goals and everything. Everyone knew he was going to be City's main man. But Nunez doesn't need to be that for Liverpool. Nunez doesn't need to be the main man for Liverpool, because we've got other players around him that are going to be helping him out. For the long term, you look at Luis Diaz, as I mentioned before, he's going to be a long term because he's in his mid-20s. Diego Jota is in his mid-20s. He's going to be more long term as well. If Liverpool stick with this sort of 4-2-3-1 / 4-2-2-2 or 4-4-2 or whatever this kind of new fluid formation is that they keep morphing into every now and again, then all Nunez has to do is to gel within that front 3 or front 4, whichever way round that Klopp wants to play it, with the options that he's now got available to him. He just has to gel within that system, gel within that formation, that setup, that front 3, front 4, and work cohesively. And with that, he will then find consistency, and with that, he may find more of a productive output. He doesn't need to be the main man like what Haaland is for City, like what Kane is for Tottenham, where if you were to take him out, you take out half of their goals. Yes, of course, it would be nice for our striker to do that, but that's why we've got Salah who chips in with goals. That's why we've got Diaz who chips in with goals. That's why we've got Firmino this season, who's been our best player in terms of output this season, chipping in with goals. And it's why we've also got Diego Jota, who again, like I say, is injured, unfortunately, until after the World Cup. But at the same time, he will still obviously be a long-term solution for Liverpool with a long-term contract, and of course just being in his mid-20s and playing very well since obviously arriving at the club. So he doesn't need to be the main guy, doesn't need to put so much pressure on himself. He just needs to learn to gel within the system, gel within his teammates, strike up a partnership, and work cohesively and consistently within that setup. And like I say, the output will soon come. He's already shown he's got pace, he's got power, he's got a good shot on him when he connects properly. He's got everything in his locker to be an exceptional striker. But he just needs the consistency. He just needs to stop putting so much pressure on himself, it seems, because it seems like he's too much in his head at times, and he just needs to work on his decision making, which I'm sure, like I say before and will reiterate, will come with time. Similar to the way it happened with Salah, similar to the way it happened with Mane when he was at the club, it will happen. But yeah, like I say, very promising start from Nunez. I think he deserves a bit more of that kind of leeway and a bit more patience than what some fans, and maybe it's more rival fans to be fair, than what Liverpool fans are doing to him are right now. But like I say, Sunday he got away with it a little bit because obviously Liverpool did end up winning the game. But again, decision making wise needs to be improved. But I just thought I'd just throw that out there as just a little piece on Darwin Nunez from my personal opinion, and just to kind of back him a little bit. But of course, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What do you make of Darwin Nunez's start to his Liverpool career? Do you think it's similar to what I think in terms of it's been a little bit promising right now, but there's still a long way to go? Do you think that he's a complete waste of money and a complete waste of time, and we should be moving on already from the Uruguayan striker? I'd love to know your thoughts, your comments, opinions, predictions, feelings, whatever you want to call it, down below in the comment section. I'm sure it'll make for interesting reading. Otherwise, hit that like button on the way up, enjoy the video, subscribe if you're new, want to see more content like this. Both of you always and forever greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video, and I'll see you all again soon in another video.